When was the last time you felt in control of your business finances? Expenses tracked, invoices sent, taxes ready. That's where Found comes in. Found brings your banking, bookkeeping, invoicing, and taxes together in one simple app. Manage expenses, invoice clients, send payments, and prep for tax time right where you bank. Join the hundreds of thousands who have already streamlined their finances with Found. Open a Found account for free at found.com. That's FOUND.com. Found is a financial technology company, not a bank. Banking services provided by Lead Bank, member FDIC.
Welcome to Con Carne. I'm James Van Osdell. Con Carne is sponsored by Alex Ross, legendary artist, comic book creator, Alex Ross. In fact, here's Alex to talk about his YouTube channel.
Hi, this is Alex Ross. I appreciate you guys supporting our YouTube, and we create new content every week. I hope you will continue to support us, and please subscribe.
Con Carne also sponsored by, if I can grab it, a book. This book, 90 Days in the 90s, written by Andy Fry. It is a book about time travel, but more importantly, it's a book about Chicago, the Chicago music scene in the 90s. Darby, the lead character of this here book, owns a record store, and she discovers the Gray Line, which goes back in time to the 90s in Chicago. And then she's faced with, as she's soaking in all the pop culture, the nostalgia, everything from the 90s, she's faced with the choice: does she go back to Chicago in the present day, or does she just stay put where lounge acts was a thing? Find out. 90 Days in the 90s. You can get it on Amazon, or just go right to Andy's website, 90daysinthe90s.com. Con Carne also sponsored by Easy Automation. Are you a homeowner? Are you ready for a truly smart home? Imagine minimizing your energy usage while maximizing your comfort. Easy Automation will help you find the customized solution that's right for you. Their team has 30 years of collective experience in the industry and will tailor a service package that fits your lifestyle and needs. Get a quote by visiting easy-automation.net, easy-automation.net, or call 630-730-3728, 630-730-3728.
It's Con Carne. Let's eat in the car. It's Con Carne. And now here's the star of our show, James Van Osdell.
See, that's exciting. I've never done that from the recorder before. That's the theme song. Welcome to Con Carne. I am sitting in Andersonville. Next to me is Kira of Madame Reaper and the Gentleman's Club. We're going to have some Middle Eastern food today. And it's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, too.
Nothing more social than Middle Eastern food. Like, if you can eat Middle Eastern food together with all the garlic, you can be bonded for life.
I did not think of that when I suggested this place.
We'll both go our separate ways afterwards and retreat to toothpaste and mouthwash.
I think I have gum, so.
Always. So Madame Reaper and the Gentleman's Club, new album coming out on September 8th. We're a little bit ahead of that. And you picked the restaurant here in Andersonville. Where are we?
Middle Eastern Bakery. It's one of my favorite places. I live in Andersonville, so I come here all the time. There's like a grocery store on one half. You can get pita and like pastries and spices. It's wonderful. And then the restaurant's on the other side. And I recommend getting a plate because it's the biggest bang for your buck. Like I said,
I wasn't thinking. I got the wrap.
Should have warned you. But yeah, great place. Their desserts also in the bakery. Highly recommend.
Like baklava?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I love a good baklava.
You can get an assorted baklava.
And I just love this area so much. I used to live in this area. Woolly Mammoth is across the street.
I still haven't been there. I really want to go. My partner keeps telling me I have to go because it's creepy and it's like totally my vibe. But
yeah, it is very Madame Reaper-esque.
Every time I've gone, it's been closed. I have tried. I've tried at least like twice.
I will say things are a little pricey. I mean, preserved body parts in jars aren't cheap anymore.
I wouldn't know.
I blame supply chain issues post-COVID. So let's break out some food and we'll talk about the music. We'll talk about Madame Reaper and the Gentleman's Club. This is very heavy. I think it's probably all your plate. You want to?
We'll see. This is very heavy.
Let's see what's in the bag.
What's in the bag? All right. We got hummus.
Yes. Oh, that's the small.
Yeah.
That's not small at all.
No, you're going to be able to take that home.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And then we got pita. So
Lots
we got
of pita.
My pita and the pita you ordered probably.
Mm-hmm.
This looks like your wrap.
Wait, that's huge.
Yeah.
Oh, this was such a good call.
Yeah.
Kara, thank you. This is
Wait
such
till
a
you
good
see
call.
my plate.
No wonder it's so heavy. Okay, can I use the camera here?
Yeah, look at the size of these falafels.
Yeah.
For comparison, this is my thumb. This is not normal falafel size, but I'm not mad about it.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
And-
excited. Please tell me there's silverware.
I was going to say, good thing we grabbed silverware.
That was the move.
Yeah. We only got spoons. But
I want to be clear. This is going to be so messy. I'm glad we made fast friends because this is going to be shameful to eat in front of people.
You're fine.
Okay. So let's talk a little bit about Madame Reaper and the Gentleman's Club. I guess starting with the fictional backstory of Madame Reaper and the Gentleman's Club.
Okay.
Explain.
Yeah.
Revenge fantasy?
Not at all. I've always been a writer. I studied creative writing in undergrad. And sorry, I'm trying to like talk in the mic and look at the camera.
Don't look at the camera.
Okay. I studied creative writing and have always had a fascination with fiction. So when I was trying to come up with a name for my project, it kind of just fit that I also would come up with this very elaborate backstory. And in terms of like, it doesn't really, the backstory, well, maybe I should explain it first. So Madame Reaper, the character, the artist, is kind of like a Robin Hood figure. She, the entire backstory, if I like go into the details, I have an abbreviated version and a longer version, but it's like the 1960s. She has a strip club in the middle of like bumfuck. Can I say fuck?
Sure.
Okay. Bumfuck nowhere, Illinois, and she like the town that the strip club is in thrives off of her business because she's bringing in a lot of people into the town. They stay at the hotels. Like it's a well-known club. They go to the restaurants, whatever. But if somebody in the club misbehaves, she lets her employees murder them. So it's kind of this like tacit acknowledgement by the townspeople that they know this is happening, but no one does anything because it's like a symbiotic relationship. But then
There's something just gleefully dystopian about that.
yeah. But then I want to write a novel or a short story about this someday, but the end would be that the cops come in and they figure out what's happening and they shut it down, and then the town therefore becomes like totally dilapidated, and she escapes and no one really knows what happens to her. So I have my ideas about like what it all means, but I kind of don't like spelling it out too much for people because I like people to interpret it how they want to. So that's the backstory, but
Did we have this interview too early? Should I have waited for Halloween season?
It is very Halloween, yeah. But the way that I envision the live act is like you're coming into the club and this is what you're seeing on stage is like her performing. This is what she does, and then she is me.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, should we start eating?
Yes.
Do you feel confident?
I feel confident. I've practiced eating this meal many times.
This is a gigantic wrap. I mean, truly. Oh, it smells delicious. Look at that chicken shawarma. This is legit. That is a gigantic falafel.
Yeah.
Like, you're bringing home leftovers, right?
Oh, this will feed me for at least 2 meals, usually 3.
Yeah, it's a substantive amount of food.
Yeah.
On the 8th, as mentioned, the album comes out, Madame Reaper's Gentleman's Club. So much to love about what you've created here, whether it's the synths or the harmonies. I want to start with Goblina,
Okay.
which is a very synth-forward track. To me, this is like ABBA from a parallel universe, like a darker version of ABBA.
That's funny. So my bandmates have compared Gimme, actually another song, to ABBA. I've never gotten Goblina compared to ABBA, but I definitely have been very inspired by like the super tight vocal harmonies that ABBA uses and the like vamping that they do. So I think a lot of that's present in Goblina.
Another thing I love in general in music, and something you do, the way these songs are presented, if you don't pay attention, they seem light and fun and sweet. But if you pay attention to the lyrics, you're like, oh shit. Specifically, Chloroform, I think, is one of those. It comes on like a sweet love song.
Yeah. So, literally, that song I wrote after I was at Pitchfork in 2021, and I was watching Cat Power, and I just, like, fainted in the audience, which was weird and scary.
Sure.
But what happened was I was dating someone at the time who previously we had gotten in an argument, like, before that all happened, and after I fainted, like, they were like, oh, are you okay? Like, do you need anything? And it was like, I didn't need you to ask me that now. I needed you to ask me that, like, a day ago. I needed to hear I'm sorry a day ago. And so, in a way, it's about when people you really care about let you down. And then also, in a way, it's about kind of blocking out, like, traumatic things that have happened in your past. But literally, it's about me fainting at Pitchfork.
Which is terrifying. Are you a fainter?
No, I've only fainted maybe twice. That I think that was the only time, and then there was another time where I, like, almost fainted.
That's
also
really
at a
scary.
music festival.
I had it almost happen to me once. It was at the Idol show at the Riviera.
Oh, that would be rough.
Yeah, well, this was, we were still coming out of COVID at that point, and this is before the Riviera revamped their HVAC situation. So, very sold out show, very warm show. Everybody is masked. I am masked. And I've been working from home since March of 2020. I'm not used to wearing a mask for hours on end anymore. Period. I just wasn't used to it. And I all of a sudden realized halfway through Idols, I'm like, I need to get the fuck out of here. I'm really, like, I'm not right.
Yeah.
I just had that feeling. And then I managed to order a bottle of water from the bar. This is upstairs by the balcony. And I sat down on the floor. I'm like, oh, I just need to make it outside. Like, I don't want to pass out here. I somehow made it to the stairwell. Next thing I knew, the paramedics woke me up.
Whoa. The paramedics didn't get to me. I was with my brother, and he caught me, and I was able to, like, stand up and walk away from the crowd and sit down. But I felt so bad because, like, the only reason that he lives in Madison, my brother, and the only reason he came was to see Erykah Badu headline, and then we had to go home before she played. I felt so bad. But
that's what you do.
Yeah. He's a sweetheart, but I think, just like when it's so crowded and hot and, I don't know, you're standing for a long time.
Yeah.
It's
especially if you're not used to any of that stuff. Mm-hmm. Coming out of COVID, like, I wasn't used to crowds the way I was.
Yeah.
I think I'm still not used to crowds.
Yeah, I was going to say, you would think that I would love being in that environment, being a musician, but actually I kind of hate it. Like, I don't like going to crowded shows. I really don't like it.
Because other people are there. Yeah, mm-hmm. I get it. So, being a musician, I guess the elevator pitch for Madame Reaper and the Gentleman's Club is vampire synth pop, which really that's all you need to know. But you are classically trained.
Yeah.
When did you start learning?
I started officially taking voice lessons when I was 9. And
was that a you decision or was that a parent decision?
It was totally a me decision. I always loved singing. And I was, like, begging my parents to let me take voice lessons. I always did, like, little theater camps and stuff when I was younger. But then when I was 9, there was just, like, a little school in our town that I went to. And then when I got to high school, I actually, when I was younger, my teacher was a classical teacher. So I was still doing a lot of, like, fairly easy Baroque and classical stuff. But then when I got to high school, I studied with a teacher who mostly I did, like, classical and some musical theater and, like, some operettas. So I am classically trained in voice, but I feel like because I'm a singer and I've been very stubborn, I don't know, like, any music theory. And I'm not, like, when you hear classically trained, you're like, oh, this person, like, must, know music, like, front and back. And I'm not like that. I know how to sing classical music. That's about it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And I hear all kinds of stuff happening in this album. And obviously that contributes to it. whether consciously or not.
Yeah, totally. If you listen to a song like Mama, one of my friends called it was like Baroque core or something. So I don't remember exactly what it was, but if you listen to it, you can definitely hear the classical
Well, there's
influence.
a great piano. The piano sounds great on that one.
Yeah.
And if Baroque chord doesn't exist already, I'm surprised, but it should.
It should. Yeah. It's like people that like that music and are doing it now. So yeah, there's a lot of classical influence for sure, which is interesting because I don't listen to a lot of classical music. It's just like I think it's hardwired into my brain somewhere, just from studying it so much when I was younger. But I actually have gone back and started listening to more classical music since I've been writing this, or since I started writing this record, because I felt it was helpful. I felt like I had a need for it, and then I started getting obsessed with like how the bass is like the rhythm in classical, and I don't know.
I realize as I age, I have absolute blind spots when it comes to music. There's stuff I just know, up one side and down the next. I have a total blind spot for classical.
I mean, I have a big blind spot for classical. I am familiar with it in the sense of like what I learned, the songs that I sang when I was younger, but I don't know anything about like orchestral music because I was never in an I was never an orchestra player.
Yeah, the closest I get is a Flaming Lips concert.
That's funny. I've been to a Flaming Lips concert actually, but where was I going with that? I totally lost my train of
Madam
thought.
Reaper and the Gentleman's Club. The band sounds great on this. I mentioned the piano in that one track, and that on Chloroform, that twangy, clean guitar sound. I just adore that.
So that's funny. I play guitar at a very beginner level. So when I write music, when I make my demos, there's no guitar in it. And I'll tell a little story with this, but because then you can start eating your
Yeah.
But my guitar player is also my partner, Kev. Heard Chloroform before there was any guitar in it, and he was like, "Oh my God, this sounds like the Twin Peaks song." And I was like, "I don't like. What does that mean?" I'd never seen Twin Peaks. Like, I was like, "You mean the band Twin Peaks? Like what?" And then he showed me the theme song. Do you know what I'm talking about? And I was like, oh shit, yeah, it's like almost the same chord progression. It's the same like ethereal vibe. And he was like, I really want to lean into this with the guitar part. So he did that like very twangy, like there's like a lot of chorus on it. Dun, 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 wow. And I remember once there was someone at one of our shows who, it was at Cole's, and the back room is the venue, and then the front is the bar, and she heard it in the venue, and she was in the bar, and she like heard it, and she was like, this sounds like Twin Peaks, and came in and like had to listen, and then stayed for the rest of the set, which was cool. But the story I was going to tell is that because I don't write guitar parts into my demos, I like was looking for a band, like a year and a half ago, and I, through a mutual friend, like reached out to Kev, and I was like, hey, looking for a guitar player, like here's my demos, would love to like chat with you about this. And he first listened to it and didn't like it, partially because he was like, I can't figure out where I would fit into this. There's literally no guitar, like it's entirely synth pop. But then the songs like kept getting stuck in his head. So finally, after 2 weeks, he like texted me back and was like, hey, like, let's meet up. And now we're dating, and he's in the band.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's a good story.
Cute little story.
That is a cute story. All right. So the album, again, comes out on the 8th of September. And then what does the rest of your year look like? Are there shows I should have taken note of?
Yes. So we have our release show on September 15th at Golden Dagger. So definitely anyone who's like into the music should come to that. The live set is similar, but there are also a lot of differences just because the arrangements are very complex and you simply can't recreate it with 5 people in a small room. It's like just too much happening. So even if you listen to the record, you'll get something new at the live set. I like to dance around and be super melodramatic and like be on the floor and stuff. And then we have a few like video session things lined up in September. One of them, I'm not 100% sure when they're going to air.
Okay.
One of them should be like late September, and one of them is like early October, I think. But if you follow us on Instagram, it's just Madam_Reaper. 2 underscores because Madam_Reaper was taken.
What are the odds?
I know, right? And they don't post. But anyway, I digress. If you follow us on Instagram, you can hear about those shows. And then in October, we're actually doing this isn't announced yet, but I think it's fine if I say this. We're doing a Halloween Lady Gaga cover set.
Oh my God.
Yeah. At
Oh my
G-Man. So it'll be a mix of Gaga tunes and also some originals just because like our music is so
Oh, that's amazing.
Halloween. I'm so excited. Oh my God. I keep thinking about what I want to wear. Yeah. It's gonna be cool.
I love that whole Halloween thing of just becoming a different artist.
Me too. Yeah. I don't think anyone else does it. It's such a Chicago thing.
Yeah, right. It is very Chicago.
Yeah.
Oh, that's going to be amazing.
You should come. Everyone should come. Everyone
should
listening.
come. Oh my God, that's wonderful. All right, well, the new album, again, on September 8th, we get to hear it all, Goblina included, and it sounds awesome. And I think you've got something here, so keep doing what you do.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
So again, Madam Reaper and the Gentleman's Club, the food we're eating from Middle Eastern Bakery here at Foster.
Did you try yours yet?
It's really good.
It's really good.
And I'm generally a member of the Clean Plate Club, but I realize it's because I eat too fast. If I eat this slowly, I might actually be full and have half the sandwich for tomorrow.
It's hard to eat
That's the
fast when
strategy.
you're podcasting.
It is very hard to eat fast when you're podcasting.
Yeah.
So
It's good.
we're going to wrap up so we can eat. Madam Reaper and the Gentleman's Club, new album out on the 8th. Thank you, Kara.
Yeah, thank you so much. Loved being here.